My name is Shaun McAlister. I'm the Executive Director of the Dallas-Fort Worth chapter of the National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws. I've had the pleasure of getting to know Mr. Patterson since getting involved with DFW NORML in 2011. Allen was one of our very first actual political supporters at DFW NORML, beyond the hippies that used to get together and gather at Veterans Park and do what hippies do at the park. And he kind of instilled a sort of confidence in me that I guess has brought me to this very stage. Because I was never really all that interested in politics, because I didn't really feel like...
One moment, everybody in the back, everybody in the back. Okay, carry on, Shaun.
I was never really all that interested in politics because I guess I never really had a reason to be. And Allen Patterson kind of made me feel like my reason for being involved politically, I didn't have to be ashamed for it being something like marijuana. If I was going to be willing to put forth the time and effort to be a positive representative of this movement and to actually try to step out beyond the stereotypes and do something different. And Allen, he just kind of believed in me in the beginning, back when I don't think anybody had any business believing in a pothead like me, to do something actually political in a state like Texas. In a place where everybody kept telling me that we had no chance in hell in making any sort of policy change. Where Texas would be the last state. Yada, 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 yada. Somebody like Allen Patterson is dangerous for somebody like me because he gives me hope that somebody like me can make a difference, and that means you too. We could all actually stand to learn something from our friend Allen, because he's this type of person who decided to try to make a non-political group get political enough to try to actually impact a policy that they believe in. And he's brought this sort of level of class and composure and confidence to his public speaking that I myself have always tried to emulate. He had this quote for the longest time. He kept saying at DFW NORML events that it's broken into two parts, and the first half he would always pause and inevitably get booed by people every time. He just kept doing it, and I kept asking him to change the quote, and he wouldn't. And it's just such a funny quote to me, especially now. I want to read it. I do not smoke marijuana. Boo. Everybody at the NORML events would inevitably jokingly say, I do not smoke marijuana, but I think I'm starting to like it. You can clap at that. It's a touching quote to me, because that's actually a very large percentage of our marijuana law reform movement is people who do not smoke marijuana, actually, who are what I like to refer to as non-toking lovers of liberty. And that's Allen right here. I mean, that's somebody who inspired somebody like me who had no business being political in any way to go to the Capitol and talk to my representative multiple times about what I believe in. And to even testify at a hearing where a law could have changed, my friends. I never even would have dreamed that I could be possible for somebody like me until I met somebody like him. And the fact is, my friend Allen, people in my family, probably people that you know in the state of Texas, could right now be benefiting if medical marijuana were a reality in the state of Texas. And by that I mean a reality with safe and legal access to medical marijuana, where you actually know what you're getting, not this black market BS that is going to continue to infest this state for years to come. But by giving somebody like Allen, or somebody like my grandmother-in-law, or my mother, or my brother, who have all suffered from cancer, by taking that away from them, that which should be their first line of defense in this state, I think we're doing our patients, I think we're doing people like my friend Allen a sheer disservice. Because I personally think it's unfortunate that the quality of medical care a cancer patient can get is dependent upon their zip code. That is just heinous. That's horrible, and it's not fair. When somebody like Allen comes into your life, you can't help but feel proud to know him, because he brings so much class and enthusiasm and just wit and fun to whatever it is that he seems that he's doing. It's just hard not to enjoy his company. And it pisses me off that my friend Allen can't be growing his own medicine in his backyard for his cancer, and instead has to take FDA-approved medication that costs him $1,300 a dose. That's ridiculous. Why should he, in his sickest hour, need to bear such a financial burden for a medicine that isn't really helping him the way that cannabis could be right now? He could be using a medicine that he's growing, my friends, or that I could be growing, or any one of you could be providing to him, instead of continuing to fund the largest drug cartel on the planet, which is the pharmaceutical industry. One of the first times I heard Allen speak, he said a quote that will haunt me for the rest of my life, something that put a lot of this into perspective for me. And I'd like to just read the quote. "We currently put more African Americans in cages in the United States under President Obama than the Confederacy put in cages under President Jefferson Davis, all over a plant." I had never really thought of the war on drugs as some form of slavery, as a way of just enslaving the modern day man. And hearing that quote from my friend Allen so early on, it gave me a really big perspective and a big picture about what it is that we were doing. Whenever somebody tried to tell me that I was wasting my time fighting for something that was really just going to let a few people get high, it gave me the courage and confidence to stand up and say, you know what, no. I know that it's about more than that. I know that it's about helping people. I know that it's about the government staying out of our business. And I know that it's about getting access for the people who actually need it, medical marijuana. Because let's face it, right now, I don't have any issues with access for medical marijuana. But that's because I'm a healthy person. That's because I network and I have a community of people who believe in this. And as you all know, community is one of the most strong things that we have as humanity. And if you take away that sense of community, you might as well take away somebody's hope. And by taking away cannabis from people like Allen or people like me, you're actually not keeping someone like me from being able to find and use marijuana. You're just making it hard for cancer patients to get the medicine that they need to feel better. Not 2 years from now when it's politically convenient, but right now. How many people right now think that Allen's suffering is worth the political points of being able to save face from somebody saying, oh, we were wrong about a plant for so long? Nobody. Nobody can defend a prohibition that keeps medicine out of the hands of people. You know, the FDA has approved so many different drugs over the years, my friends, that they themselves have had to recall. There would be no recalling medical marijuana because it's safe, because it's non-toxic, it's a therapeutic herb that does not have a lethal dose associated with it. Doesn't that seem like something that a cancer patient should have? Especially when faced with radiation and chemotherapy, things that are quite literally killing the healthy cells in their body. Shouldn't they have access to something that kills cancer? I think so. And Allen thinks so. Allen has been fighting for medical marijuana for marijuana since longer than I've even been a political activist or could even think to call myself one. And I'm just honored to know somebody like Allen Patterson because he's inspired me to stop being afraid of what it is that I believe in and just to go for it. Just to not be afraid, and you know what? Whatever it is you believe in, go for it. And Allen, you know, I'm forever changed by knowing you and seeing you, not only in a political way, but in non-political ways too, because this man has some wonderful stories that I wish every single one of you could know every one of. But one in particular that I will tell right now as part of my close is one that I always sort of hoped would happen with my friend Allen Patterson. And it just always seemed like, pardon the pun, a pipe dream. And yeah, that's the media's favorite joke about marijuana, by the way. It's a pipe dream. Their second favorite one is Up in Smoke, but I digress. At the Libertarian State Convention last year, I was fortunate enough to be asked to cover the event as a photographer. And I got to participate and literally see how this beautiful process works firsthand. I'd never seen it before, had no idea how much really went just amazed and inspired by all these people who shared very similar political viewpoints to myself, and how they would all organize and gather and be so effective politically. And I could see how people like Allen were leading these people and wrangling them and getting them focused and together in order to actually make something happen instead of just talking about it. And it just really inspired me to give me hope that, you know what, maybe this political process does have a chance if people like Allen Patterson are teaching people like me how to get involved with it. And at this libertarian convention where everybody was just pumped up and excited, you know, there was a huge turnout. Everybody was just happy and excited. And there was this rallies, and it was just an exciting time to be a political person, and certainly to know somebody like Allen Patterson. And he'd been coming to our events for years, and shaking my hand for years, and telling me good work, and keep it up for years. And all of a sudden, I felt like Allen Patterson and I were getting closer and closer, and it came to a point where, guess what? This man who for so long had told me I do not smoke marijuana, but I'm starting to like it. He was so excited, so enthralled, he asked me, Shaun, do you have any marijuana on you? Let's go smoke a joint. Holy crap! Allen Patterson just asked me if we could smoke a joint. He was that pumped up about what Texas is accomplishing. I didn't think that I would live to see the day where my friend would ask me such a question that I get asked all the time. And this man that I looked up to, that inspired me, that inspired so much political change, asked me such a basic question as, do you have a joint, Shaun? Can we go smoke? I'm just excited. And we proceeded to smoke that joint for freedom, my friends, in the parking lot at the convention. And I will never forget that day with my friend Allen Patterson, because that day, we bonded like we never have before. And my friend, I'm forever changed by our connection. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Allen used to not smoke marijuana, but now he likes it. So.
we wear these bandanas kind of in our social circles. It's sort of like an activist color for marijuana law reform. I'd like to give my friend Allen one. He's been a marijuana activist longer than I have. And this is for when your head gets cold in chemo, Allen.
It's very, very cold in there. Thank you. You're a great man. I'm proud of you.
Hey, Allen, thank you very much, Shaun. That was very powerful, thank you. We had a few changes in the lineup here. A couple of speakers are getting bumped up here. So, is Scotty Llewellyn in the room? Scotty? Oh, he's having a baby in the morning? Huh.
Daughter number 2.
All right. Let me see here. Is Brad Rogers in the house? Brad Rogers?